Hello, MMA for Today fans. We are here with Numa and Coach Mohammed Wali. It's our first episode. Let's talk about and yeah, how are you? How do you feel?
How I feel, I'm very excited to do like this first episode, first podcast with
Yes,
MMA for today.
Oh yeah.
Let's breathe a real thing, a real
yeah.
inside stuff.
We
Hopefully,
we have a lot of topics, but
let's talk about MMA, about and about.
about
Oh shit. Yeah.
Hmm.
yeah. Yes, next to me is Numa. So it would be nice to if we introduce ourselves. So let's start with Numa, then me maybe, and then our special guest, our expert, Mohammed Wali.
Expert. Hmm.
Yeah, great guys. My name is Numa. I'm 28 years old and just a big MMA fan. And yeah, next to me is Dylan.
Yeah, we are the co-founder of MMA for Today. I'm Dylan. I'm 29 years old. I'm doing MMA since I don't know since 2015, and I love the sport, but I don't do that professional. So it's just a hobby, and yeah, I love it, and I love to talk about it. So I think we have a special guest, a good guest. It will be a good topic or podcast. So, hello, coach. How are you? And tell us who you are.
Who I am. My name is Mohammed OUALI. I was raised in Belgium, now residing in Germany for coaching at MMA Spirit. That's what I'm doing, and it's been doing MMA game for a long time. For the martial arts since I was a kid,
Mhm.
long time. I started as a young kid when I was, I guess, eight years old, and
Mhm.
now I'm 51 years old. So I'm a
Mashallah.
long time in the game. So I started
Mhm.
with martial arts, taekwondo, as a young
Nice,
kid
nice.
in my small city. That's where also there was only judo and taekwondo available. So I started with taekwondo as a young kid, and after that they
Mhm.
added kickboxing, Thai boxing on top of it. Also boxing. It was so since then I was involved in taekwondo, boxing, Thai
Mhm.
boxing, but mainly and after that when I started mainly in competition wise, I become professional fighter in Thai boxing.
Mhm.
So I was competing in a high level in taekwondo and as a professional in Thai and kickboxing. So, but all this kind of the martial arts like the taekwondo, the boxing, and the kickboxing, Muay Thai, it's a story by itself. So let's
Yeah.
put it there. Let's introduce it that way. So I'm involved. I've been for a long time in boxing and taekwondo. I quit it like on a high level when I maybe around when I was 21, 22 years old, and I
Mhm.
quit it training and practice on a high level by focus more on kick and Thai boxing. And after that, I was since 93 when the Ultimate Fighting started came up. I was 22
Mhm.
in that time when the Ultimate Fighting came up. Then I started getting involved also in the free fight. That's
Yeah,
what they
yeah.
called in 19 that day,
Mhm.
back in the days when they guys like the Royce Gracie Ultimate
Mhm.
Fighting, no rules, no rounds, it's no weight classes, all the kind of stuff. There wasn't everybody was impressed by that new martial art, new
Mhm.
fighting martial art. It was like for the most of the people not in the fight game, it was brutal.
Yeah.
So that was everybody was impressed, and then throughout the pioneers in Holland started introducing the MMA as free fight in Holland. So
Mhm.
that's why I was involved. And when my first show, I think, was in 90. First show MMA was in 1995 in Amsterdam.
Mhm.
In Amsterdam, in Sporthallen Zuid, South Amsterdam. That was the first free fight ever
Mhm.
in Holland. So there was also impressed and
Mhm.
better fight game. So that's what I was. Since then, I was also got my eye on free fight MMA, but MMA started developing since then.
Mhm.
But it was my focus. When I was a profession was Muay Thai and kickboxing. And
And
from
now,
there, when I stopped my career as a
mhm.
Muay Thai professional fighter, and I got involved in the MMA game
Mhm.
as a stand-up striking coach.
Yeah, that's the next question. Now you are a coach. Tell us, when did you start coaching MMA fighters or other fighters? And where did you
Yeah.
start?
Maybe there was
Well,
a turning point or something, you
Yeah.
know,
no,
how you
when
decided
my
to start.
last fight, so that actually was a coincidence. Also, I never had the intention to be in strictly be busy as a continuing my career as a coach in an MMA game. Never had. It was a coincidence in
Mm.
Florida. I think maybe it's in 2005, 2000, 2005. Then I was involved when I was my last fight. Yeah, I had my last fight, I think in December 2005 in Holland. And then
2000.
I traveled to Florida. My brother was over there, was a boxer. He moved to US in, I think
Okay.
in 2000, and then was in the American top team. That's why he was training at the American top team. And the guys, they recognize me, they know me. There was a high level, called a professional practitioner in Thai boxing. And they approached me if I was if I was willing to move and get on board with them as a striking coach. That's how it started in 2005 to get in. And since then, and I did my last, and then I made a decision. Let's give it a try. That was a total game changing in my whole perspective of my life. So I started. Then I started to focus on in the MMA game as a striking coach, and from there it started again to develop the stand up game in MMA, because time boxing, kickboxing, try to stand up no matter what kind of a martial combat sport it is, if it's boxing, karate, whatever, boxing, Thai boxing, kickboxing. So it's a total different adaptation if you want to implement the striking aspect in the MMA game.
But did you ever imagine, as an early athlete to become a trainer one day? Was there ever this
Your
in your
goal?
head?
I was always instructing. When I was a young kid, with my in high school, I had already a club, kickboxing. I had already club. It
Nice.
was I don't know, 1991. I had already a club. Let's call it club. We train where I was training kick and Thai and kickboxing 3 times a week. Biko Gym, and because it's the same name, because I was representing Biko Gym for all my careers. For all my career, we came out for the Biko Gym in Holland. So and after that, I made also a club in Belgium, small club, and called it Biko Gym, affiliated with our main gym in Holland. They always start not coaching, but more instructing and training people, members, people who love kickboxing, but nothing professionally. But I was involved in also taekwondo with kids, instructing, and I did my course also from Thai and kickboxing taekwondo course in Belgium. So I'm a licensed Thai and kickboxing instructor.
A level,
In
right?
Sorry, A level.
A
Yes,
level,
from the
yeah.
beginning, yes, initiated. There were different. How they call it, like different levels. You initiate C, B, A
Yeah.
level. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Champions League. So you trained a lot of good guys, a lot of good MMA guys as well. So you trained Bigfoot Silva. You trained. Tell us some names. I don't remember, to be honest. Edson Barboza. Some good guys from Brazilian, right?
Edson Barboza is Edson Barboza. It's only the guy with new generation. Remember that guy, that it was he came after that. But when he started with like building, I told you when it started with MMA, it was an American top team. When it started building up, in that time when it started for UFC was already starting to start building up to come for being for real.
Yeah.
And that American top team was more built about with Brazilian guys, Brazilian kids, and most of them were with jiu-jitsu background, and most of them came from the BTT Brazilian top team in Rio. They came
Yeah.
all over. Most of them they immigrated to Florida, and the major gym they traveled to was American top team. Or a lot of guys, a lot of potential, but not that many disciplines to make it to the top.
Yeah, right.
And so that's why I started with working with majorly Brazilian guys. And in the beginning was like more Thiago Alves was one of the main prospect, like real build up from the bottom as MMA striking fighter, real MMA striking fighter. You can put him up against. In the beginning we were beating up everybody, and his striking was second to none in MMA game. Even if you look back at those fights with he fought, like Thiago Alves in 170. It's a short guy, like a strong. It was a hell of a fight. He had it all. He was a full package, like the heart and the mindset and talented. So, and that the guy that's where you can see what's the MMA striking. What does it mean? What's all about? You can put him against any kind of style. He could adapt. He can beat you. And if you fought him, he's going. If you come out, you're gonna beat up.
So you were just the striking coach, right?
It was just striking.
So did you ever try?
Just videos.
No,
Just
but did you ever try grappling or wrestling?
No, training high level.
Training.
No, just not like seriously like grappling, like jiu-jitsu practice. When I was in US, when I had the time, I go and roll with the guys.
With the Brazilian guys, right?
But like seriously going and train, no, I don't have to. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no. Then wrestling, jiu-jitsu, go then train and no.
Mm-hmm.
But it was more, my main focus was all about MMA striking.
Mm-hmm.
And then get to also follow like the jiu-jitsu, but I love because MMA striking stand-up is nothing with wrestling. Just everything is all about thinking how to adapt the striking that can fit into any kind of style. For a grab, they can fit for a grappler and can fit for a wrestler. But it's not about I'm never the way of thinking of my striking was never about you're going to keep it up like individuals. No, how you going to adapt to stand-up game for all the different aspect of the MMA game.
Mm-hmm. How did you could do the change? From
being a fighter to a trainer?
No, not that from Muay Thai or kickboxing with big gloves into small gloves or without gloves. I think the first at 2005 you said you started was MMA coaching, and I'm not sure, did they use gloves? I'm not sure, but how is the move from big gloves to small gloves? How do you change your game plan?
So as a fighter or as a coach?
As a coach for your fighter,
how you dealt with it?
Yeah, how you deal as a coach for your fighters?
As a coach, as a trainer, so to learn to teach fighters to adaptation from big gloves, like just like a boxing gloves to MMA gloves, 4-ounce gloves.
Yes, because you have different different stance and different defense and so on. Yeah. So you have not a 10 times combo. You have just 1 2 1 2 1 2 or 1 2 3 maximum. It's a different.
No, just put it that way. Like MMA gloves, 4-ounce gloves, very small gloves. It's if you get hit, it's like a hammer.
Right.
Because of me as a fighter, I never get hit by 4-ounce gloves. I never fought a competition with 4 MMA gloves.
Yeah.
Just walked. I trained with 4 MMA gloves, and it's like straight up like 4-ounce gloves is a game changer from MMA, from boxing glove, or like a regular like boxing gloves and MMA gloves. It's a game changer. If you've never been there, you never faced in a combat, in a fight, like small gloves in your face, you don't know what you're talking about. But that's a game changer. Like we go from MMA gloves to bare knuckle.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
Right.
So it changes everything because there's more risk in there. That's what it's all about. More calculated risk. So what you tried to mention, like, you go for big gloves, so you can take more risk. You can get hit by 8-ounce gloves or 10-ounce gloves, and you take a chance and get hit. You can get away with it. But with 4-ounce gloves, you get hit by a guy without technique, just a swing, whatever. He can he can smash you down.
Mm.
So that then it's a game change. It's all about a good defense. If you don't want to get hit, if you're not like a,
Yeah.
let's mention like one of the guys who go there who don't care about defense, like Nate Diaz or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing. Let me see. They don't care about. Let's put it that way. They don't care about defense. They take
Mm.
shot. They're ready to take a shot or two. They
Yeah.
count on the big chin. They take one or two to take one or two to beat you
Mm.
up.
Yeah.
So if you can count, if you have a big chin.
Mm.
So, but it's also not smart way, never a smart way to fight.
No,
But
no.
for MMA, if you want to go there and go long, and then you end up your career and end up healthy, you need to
Mm.
proper. That's how it all started. A good stance and a good defense. That's
Mm.
all everything starts. Good defense, because it's a lot of risk. Like you say, you cannot go like in boxing, do like more combos like kickboxing.
Mm.
It's more shorter combos and more calculated,
Mm.
and it's and each shot, like from the striking perspective, each shot is calculated to for transition, for
Mm.
because everything can happen in a jab. In a boxing, you don't have to take care for a shoot. For example, just put it simple. And but in like in MMA, you put a jab in there, there's so
Mm.
many counter attacks. If in boxing, just have to counter attacks on top, the
Yeah,
waist
right,
up.
right.
But from the MMA, for in MMA, you get a jabs, linker gerade. Yeah, there's so many counterattacks can happen,
Mm.
and each attack can be decisive. What comes from striking, or maybe you
Mm.
take down a shoot and you can be finished. He's gonna be on top, and it's a game changer again. So everything is like that's what striking is all good stance, good distance control, and proper distance, proper yeah good stance, good defense, and the right distance control.
Distance
And from
control, yeah.
there,
It's the key, yeah.
distance control. That's what everything starts. If you want to become a
Mm.
good MMA fighter, but if you just go there and stand, keep your hands up and move forward, because that's why everybody when you jump into the MMA, you don't have to
Mm.
be good at nothing. When you look at no guy, just go there and fight in MMA. Let's put it that
Mm.
way. But to be an MMA, to call yourself an MMA fighter, that's what I want to see.
Mm.
If you want to see, you want to be you want to see that. I want first, like in boxing, you go there. People, you come for amateurs in boxing. You go there and you jump in. You want to become a pro. They're going to look at you. How is this guy? How is his balance? How is his footwork? How is his anticipation? How is his anticipation? How is defense? How
Mm.
durable he is? How much he can take? He has a big chin or not? Yeah, because they want to take you to the next level, to the top, to maybe to one day to make money as a professional. That's all about. But in this MMA game, it's no, they make it all look easy. You don't have to be good at nothing and go in there and look cool yourself in MMA. But for me, if
Mm.
I see you there, you know what you're doing, and it starts for a good base balance, good stance, good defense. You know what you're doing.
Mm.
Then I call you. And I call you. Yeah, you're an MMA fighter.
Yeah. So let's go
Make-
back to
makes-
your career.
Make
Mixed
sense.
martial art.
Makes
Sorry?
sense. Said makes sense on the answer on your question about difference between small and big gloves.
Mm.
There's put it like big gloves, small gloves, big gloves. It's a game. It's a big change. Like in Muay, like the difference, like in Muay Thai when we fought
Mm.
Muay Thai, when you go in that fight, like in Thailand, real traditional Muay Thai, it's with
Mm.
elbows. There was not elbows,
Yeah,
clinching.
no.
It's a
Mm.
game changer, total different game. You fight
Mm.
like in Holland, Dutch style kickboxing. I see with elbows or no elbows. It's a game
Mm.
changer.
No clean. Yeah.
No clinching is a game
Yeah.
changer. And then you go there in boxing, and you also go, hey, how many ounces we go? We go 8 or 10 ounces. Just the two,
Mm.
8 or 10. It's a game changer, especially when you go facing like a good puncher.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you trained kickboxing and Muay Thai, right? Or just Muay Thai?
I did in the kickbox. I did everything. But in my career as a
Yeah.
professional was Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
And,
Yeah,
yes, I did.
with
But
elbows, with clinch.
I did fights. I did fights in Thailand always with elbows. This is clinching. You
Nice.
have to know clinching. And in Japan was also all Thai boxing, but now elbows.
Yeah,
It depends on the organization. I fought on all kind of organization. I fought in Holland. The
Mm.
more majorly was no elbows.
Mm.
Major was no elbows involved. But in the fights in Thailand was Muay Thai full rules. In Japan, most like kickboxing, there were no elbows involved. So they did all kind. They did also full contact fights. Just all kicks just above the waist.
Yeah, I like watching one championship, the organization, because they mix it all. So they have kickboxing fights with big gloves. They have Muay Thai fights with big gloves and with MMA gloves. So it's a good mix. So it depends on the fighter how he wants to fight.
That's a good, that's from entertainment perspective.
It's good, yeah.
Entertainment perspective and feed everybody's, how do you call it, interest. Everybody interest from perspective of fight game. It's a good concept from the entertainment.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, when you go there, also the fighters also like on one round we go Muay Thai rules, and another round second round we fight MMA rules, and then now we fight kickboxing rules.
Yeah, rotating against Dimitri Johnson.
So what's that? How do you gonna call it? Is it real sport? That's not for me. For myself, is it real sport? It's not a real sport. I mean, how are you gonna calculate the category? You're gonna put a ranking in there. What kind of a champion are you? So you go. You're gonna make a different champ. So from the entertainment, it's a good thing to see who in one fight, to see who's good and what. But it's I don't know. It's a good entertainment, man. That's the guys who fight on the M&M one FC champion. They put nice fights together. There's no jokes. You have to be tough. You have to be a good fighter to enter there. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, you have to. It's real dog fights. A lot of dog fights, but the kind of all kind of small gloves, Muay Thai rolls, and that's good to see. Nice to see from the entertainment perspective, but to put it like in a real sport, it's a mixture of everything, and there's no ranking now. There's no real champion in what. Yeah, like when you go to Thai boxing, you're gonna watch Thai boxing. When you watch kickboxing, you watch kickboxing. You watch boxing, you watch boxing.
Let us talk about the present. So you are now a coach. You are the head coach of the MMA Spirit in Frankfurt, Germany, and you are a successful coach. Yesterday, last weekend
back to 2023. March 2023, NFC Championship in Dortmund last weekend.
I mean, we talked about you being just a striking coach, but I mean, if let's say everyone who shows the vlogs of Max Koga, Christian Eckerlin, and so on, they see how you train these guys, this maximum passion, and you fire them up so much. And I would say when you watch a fighter who's been coached by you goes into a fight, they show the passion to the fullest. They go in with heart. They go full striking. I mean, your fighters showed that on last Saturday at NFC. It's three MMA guys, Spirit
Max Koga,
fighters.
Max Heine, and the third one
So there was the rookie David Balevsky, heavyweight.
Debut, right?
Heavyweight, right? David Balevsky, the heavyweight, his pro debut. Yeah, pro debut. Yes.
It's a 3-0
pro debut. Okay, great. 3-0. Great night for MMA Spirit.
So 3 wins. Yes, last weekend. But about the way,
were you satisfied with the performance of your fighters?
No, we got all 3 wins, but everybody and each fighter get the win in a different way.
Yeah.
Pro debut, David did what he has to do.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Max Heine. Max Heinz went there. He's not a full time, to be honest. But now he's not a full time like a pro fight trainer. It's not the kind of a guy that you're gonna see. He's working out twice a day. He has like a regular job. He has an office job. So he loves it. He loves combat sport. He loves fighting, and he go in there and he and he brings always a good performance from the heart. Uh, his heart is in the right place
Yeah.
as a competitioner, you know.
Mm.
So and
Yeah.
then he went in there, and everybody can see like his cardio was not on top, because
Mm.
he's not
Yeah.
just to be everybody can know he's not working that, or not able to walk that much as he is willing to, because he does. You can tell like it's his second job,
Yeah, it's
you
hard.
know. So he
Crazy.
went in there, but he has the heart, and if he goes there, he's going to give you a battle.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I like
Absolutely.
that, and he's going to give you he's going to give you a battle, and I like that kind of type of attitude, mentality,
Mm.
and mindset. And it's what it takes also, especially in the hurt game, in this combat sport. So if you don't, you can have the best skills of the world, if you don't have the heart and the mindset
Mm.
and the attitude, mentality, no, forget about it. It's you fighter can give up anytime, because it's so, especially in this game, just because the gas tank, clinching, the wrestling and the
Yeah.
grappling is all
Yeah.
kind of, it's a total different cardio, different muscle work.
Mm.
You can get tired easily. And when you get tired, that's why you're going to see the most of the difference between the real fighters. And Mines, he showed hard, and he surprised everybody in the house. And
Yeah. Max Koga as well. So he
Hmm.
so Max
he fought
Koga
he fought
fought
very good.
met for the NFC National Fighting Championship of
Championship.
the
Yeah.
world in Germany.
Yeah. It's the second time to be the NFC champion.
So
Very
he went.
dominant performance. Yeah.
So dominance. So you use that word. You know that word, domineren, dominance, dominating. You don't want to know how many times every session I walked with him in the gym. You have to
Mhm.
go in there. I don't like that kind of in this German level of whatever this every fight is important. If you
Yeah.
go in there, you have to
Yeah.
be on top. Especially if you want to be a champion, you have to train with that kind of mindset. And
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
and I told him, with you kind of an experience with Koga, to be,
Mhm.
he has more to lose than, so on paper,
Yeah.
with
Exactly.
Mech has more to lose. And yeah, so you have to go in there and show that you're on the top of the food chain, minimal here in Germany. So
Absolutely.
you have to talk. So when that kind of mindset doesn't start, well, when you go in the locker room, and you go in the locker room, and
Mhm.
then you start thinking that way. It starts with the practicing already. You want to be you're a professional. You know what you're doing for. You get paid for it. People pay ticket to come and see a fight and get attained not by showboating, whatever. They want to see you guys who pay ticket. You want to see a fight. You want to see a fight. You
Mhm.
know. And then so that's the way you have to go in there as a professional and train every day, and that comes with passion also. If you don't have the passion, whatever, even if you don't have passion, whatever, you can practice, you can enjoy training, whatever what your goal is in
Mhm.
practicing the martial art. But if you want to compete as a professional, there's a total different mindset that comes with. If you don't have the passion, don't do it. If you don't have the hunger, you don't do it. You are not honest to yourself. You're gonna take a risk, and I don't want to take a risk with nobody.
Mhm.
If you're not straight up, you don't train hard, and it's starting to practice the kind of mentality, attitude. So I cannot get the connection. We cannot go and give everything there in the cage. And then I
Yeah.
told what Max when we were training every session, though, you have to go in there, you have to dominate. And the domination does not come by talking. That's the way you have to train.
Mhm.
You have to train and go in, and then to dominate, you have to be hungry. And then that's mentality and attitude.
Yeah, the best example is Conor McGregor. He earned a lot
What
of money,
about?
so he isn't hungry anymore. So it's hard for him to come back
I don't know,
because
but
it's my
I,
opinion. He reached
I
he
don't
reached
follow.
his peak.
I don't know. I don't know if he's hungry. About
Mhm.
I think yes. Uh,
I
if he's
think he's more businessman now. He's more businessman, and he reached his peak. So it's hard for him to come back, and he earned
we can
so
talk till
much.
tomorrow about McGregor. We can talk till tomorrow where
Yeah.
he's at, what he's thinking, what his mindset, what he's willing to do, what he is he hungry or is not or whatever.
Mhm.
What's his purpose of going the cage, just for fame, just for attention, just for
Mhm.
publicity, just for marketing, just for PR. But for me, from my perspective, you say Gregor thing, whatever, it's a total different thing. It's not, from my perspective, it's nothing to do with fighting.
Mm.
But it's also part of the business, you know.
Right,
But
right.
it's
Yeah.
but it's also part of the business. When you want to go on the top and make what, yeah, because most of the people now get motivated by maybe by fame or attention or really or money. But he made a lot of money to a lot of money, but not what he's fighting.
Mm.
But it's also part of the business, you
Right,
know,
right, yeah.
because it's marketable. But for me, you want from my perspective, I like the people, guys who come there and you're a real fighter. You in the game of fighting. You have to be a fighter, and you want to make fighters to be on top of it. You have to be also marketable, and it's to
Mm.
be on top and to be on top of it. But no, most of the fighters, most of the people who get involved, and they walk the opposite. You know,
Mm.
Yeah.
they want let's get famous first, and then let's do what if I can, and just take the MMA scene to get the popularity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like Saint Pierre, is a good example why like Saint Pierre and John Jones in that time also they start from the bottom, and they all and both it goes both like Tyson in boxing,
Yeah, right,
they
right.
are like Tyson is a real fighter, but still whenever after his career retired or whatever, still everybody respects him, and he was
Mm.
entertaining, and he was a fighter, and he was marketable. Saint Pierre, he got all relevant Gator in that time in UFC. He got all like the big brand names as sponsorship, and
Yeah.
he was presenting for to the mainstream, to
Yeah.
the outsiders. I mean, promoting the martial art as a good human being, and then
Mm.
and you get and you get all this you get all this sponsorship, and he made also millions with his
Yeah, right,
fighting,
right.
but not McGregor. He got a lot of shortcuts because that's one of a million, to get a chance.
Yeah,
That's
this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a difference if you are a guy who's promotable and can fight a little bit, or
Mm.
if you're a great fighter who's promotable. On the other hand,
yeah,
it's a
that's
big
yes,
difference.
yeah.
So if we talked about the present, if we
Yeah.
look in the future to the future, not this weekend, the next weekend,
It's a big card, yeah.
it's a big card upcoming. UFC 287.
I didn't check the card yet, to be
It's a
honest.
big rematch coming up. Current
Oh,
middleweight champion Alex Pereira
Pereira
Yeah.
with
versus Izzy.
Do you remember
who,
we met Pereira in Düsseldorf?
who's that?
Pereira is a big guy. You know him.
I know Pereira. I saw some. Yeah, he's. I
He's a
know
former double glory double champ
Yeah.
in kickboxing,
double champ.
and
And I know. Yes, I know
the
who he is.
current UFC middleweight champion. So it's their fourth battle, right?
Yeah.
And
Do you
first,
do you
Adesanya.
remember their last UFC fight?
Yes, was complete domination. Yes, I remember. Yeah, I saw the fight.
The
I
complete
saw the.
domination by Pereira, in your opinion?
No, at the end, right?
At the end, yeah,
At the
last
end,
round, yeah.
yeah. The
At the
last
end.
round. Mhm.
At
But
the
it
end.
wasn't like he was dominating
No,
Adesanya
yeah,
for
you're
5
right.
rounds, and
Yeah, I saw the fight. I saw the fight. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But you don't even at the end. You walked him down, and then you beat
yeah,
him up. They
yeah.
beat him up. Yeah, yeah.
How do you think
But
will the rematch play out?
I don't know. I don't know.
Mm.
I
No
really don't know.
tendencies?
It can be different. It's going to go different direction if Adesanya gets in. If he brings something else on the table, and
Mm,
also and also Pereira has to bring. He took a lot of shots also in that fight. He took a lot of
Mm.
hits to the
Damage,
head.
yeah.
We don't
yeah.
care. No, zero defense.
So, so
You think Adesanya? Of what is Pereira?
mm,
Alex? You think
yeah,
he has defense?
not so.
He has no
This
defense.
defense isn't so good,
No,
yeah.
he's just
The guy, man, is another level. He's a monster. He
Yeah,
doesn't care.
he's
He moves
yeah,
forward. But it's so sad, man. If you're gonna face, if they're gonna match him with someone who's gonna land a shot that can be decisive, yeah, you're
mm,
taking a risk with that kind of style. But they know each other. He knows it. He knows Adesanya.
I
He
mean,
knows.
Adesanya rocked him, and I don't
yeah,
know, second, third round,
at
he
least
rocked him, and the bell saved him.
the first,
First, no,
first. I'm not sure first or second round.
he rocked him, and just the bell
Mm.
saved him.
But another question, coach. Imagine you are the coach of Israel Adesanya, what would be your game plan? You know, because he has 3 losses against Pereira. What would be your game plan?
What, Bill?
It's hard, right?
Yeah. With Pereira, don't go into battle with him. Don't go in the pocket with him. Just in that game plan. It's the way approach, the way to fight with him. Come with a good condition, with good footwork. He has
Yeah.
it. He has good anticipation. Adesanya is very dynamic, and he has good footwork, very dynamic. That's why. That's also the reason why he become a champion. He's a talent. You know, it's a talent. He knows how to fight. He's
He
a
has a good
talent. He
distance
knows.
control.
Yeah, he is good anticipation. Let's call it good anticipation. He knows how to move, and he's not this kind of complete MMA fighter, not at all. But he knows how to use his coordination, anticipation, like the motoric aspect. You know, like it's a talent. It's a talent thing. But if with kind of Pereira, it's not for to not to take a risk to get another blow, take a risk to get a decisive blow with Pereira. It's about don't go in the pocket with him, don't trade with him. You know, it's about in and out, stick and move, and angles, stick and move and angles and Pereira try to break him down. But if you cannot go with Pereira and go right away, like, oh, I'm going first round, I'm gonna override him, man, and go for high speed with him. You can. That's not the type of guy you can take out right easily. No, he's this guy. Pereira is still hungry, and he's hungry.
Yeah.
No, yes, he's a hungry guy. When you look at him, and he's the guy. He's on mission, and he deserves it. He deserves it. And but for Adesanya, the approach to be able to win from Pereira, is it uses footwork, movement, angles.
Yeah.
But angle movement and good defense.
Yeah, but
Don't
Pereira is
go in the pocket with. If you
Yeah.
go in the pocket with Pereira, you can.
But
gonna
Pereira
lose.
did a good job in the last fight by landing calf kicks, low kicks, and checking kicks of Adesanya,
and making pressure, you know.
pressure him with the back to the fence.
Yeah, that's all. That's all he knows.
Bringing the left hooks.
That's move forward, hands
Yeah.
up. There's no defense. Just move, just hands up, and just move forward. You hit me, I hit you.
Yeah,
right.
Just
Right.
move
But
forward.
he's
Quite accurate,
a
yeah.
big guy. He cut at 22 kilo, you know. He's a very big guy for middleweight.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see him in the light heavyweight
I read-
soon, or maybe
Yeah, I
in
read
a few-
that's his
in,
plan.
yeah, in
to move up.
heavyweight as well. So maybe in some years we'll see him against John Jones.
You don't want to know. It's all about the timing, the right John Jones. Yeah, it's all about the time and the moment when then it's another level of talks, of stories, of negotiations. So we can go and make opinions or whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't know.
hard
You
stuff.
don't know. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, maybe you would like to see him against John Jones. Who knows? Maybe if it comes out, UFC can do whatever they want. If it fits in the story, in the picture, they will do everything now. That's MMA. That's what it is. But I don't know. But I like Pereira as he's the way he fights, his mindset, his heart. I like it, but I don't. He has to work on his defense. Adesanya, he wants to get a hold on him, try to pick him apart, get in, step in and out, and angle work. Angles. Don't trade with him.
Yeah. I can't
Makes
wait,
sense.
man.
Makes sense, or
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Sure.
there's also a big co-main event on that card.
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns versus Masvidal.
who?
Gilbert Burns, Brazilian. Welterweight.
I know Burns. I know Jorge. I know Jorge since he was a young Jorge when he was a young kid.
So
Yeah.
did you train George Masvidal or
No, he trained with us. It was always Jorge Masvidal. He always trained with us
at American Top Team, right?
American Top Team. He trained always in his main gym was in Miami, but they
Yeah.
came always up to Coconut Creek, up north, to train with us. But he was managed by the American Top Team. All the sparring session with he did in American Top Team, and that's why he trained with our guys. I got in the sparring sessions. Yes, yes, I trained him. Yes, in the sparring sessions.
And
And then we traveled also a lot. When he was fighting in Japan, we traveled many times.
Mhm.
When he was fighting, he had big battles, big fights, big
Yeah, big
battles
battles. He has a long career.
before he moved to get a chance in UFC.
Mhm.
what do you think who will win this fight?
How long did Jorge? How long did he fight? He didn't
The
fight.
last fight was
Against
Kobe.
Usman, I
Nee,
think.
Kobe. Huh?
Kobe? Against Kobe,
Kobe.
right.
Yeah.
It's 1 year or 2 years.
I think Kobe by decision, right? He lost to Kobe,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong.
So now Jorge, how old is he now? 38 or 39?
1 year ago. Who?
Jorge
Masvidal?
Masvidal?
Jorge Masvidal. How old
Jorge
is he now?
Masvidal. He's not young. He's 38. I think it's
36.
his last chance to get a title shot.
It's also another
But Gilbert
discussion.
Burns is 36.
Dirty. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. It can be nice. It's a nice match. In
Yeah.
this kind, when you see Burns, this Masvidal, UFC don't care about the title or whatever.
No,
For them, Masvidal is to come back. It's a payday for him.
Yeah, right.
It's just a payday. That's what I want. And this guy, and then for the payday, and FC knows exactly what they do. They put like two competitive guys. They're not going to step back, and they're going to give some nice battle entertainment for the fans.
Mhm.
You know.
yeah.
That's what I think about it. But Jorge should be a champion long time ago.
Jorge, he's a BMF champion.
It's yeah.
Yeah, it's just for marketing.
You guys
know,
you
just
guys
for
like that?
pay-per-view.
You guys like that stuff?
No, not
No,
to be
no.
honest, no. It's I don't know. I don't like it, but
But
they used to
Jorge,
like it because it's a payday.
But Jorge is a good fighter. I like him as a fighter.
Mm.
Yeah, I enjoy these fights, man. He's a warrior. He
Yeah.
works hard. And then when I know him, when we train also in the gym in Miami, and also in the gym when they do like all this Cuban guys.
Mhm.
They're a lot of thugs, they train hard. That's so. Yeah, he deserved. When I was happy for him when he went to the UFC, and then he get a chance to get the real paydays now to get what he deserves, because he deserved his stripes before he went into the UFC. Not the kind of a guy who go with not even 10 fights in the UFC and try to be a champion, but no, he was already a warrior, And you guys know him also when Masvidal goes in there, oh yeah, it's going to be better, right?
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy is selling paper.
So and then what then Burns, so it's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah.
So you guys gonna get UFC, they know what they do. It's gonna be a battle.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a good
But
matchup.
thinking about what's the next step, about was it John Jones and
Nah.
next chance to get a
Speculation,
belt. Then George, I don't think he cares about a belt, and they want to get paid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe last topic to talk about. It's a current topic, I would say. Right now is the month of Ramadan, and
Ramadan.
and we just had the question: how do you have any tips or give us some knowledge about how fighters could deal with fasting, breaking Ramadan in the evening, and going to work out? And I saw last weekend Khalid Taha was fasting, made a weight cut, and then took a fight. There's several issues or possible problems a fighter can face during Ramadan, and topics like nutrition. There's just some buzzwords to make that topic up. Can you give us some knowledge or infos about how a fighter can deal with this?
Or
For
maybe-
example, like train just and 1 or 2 hours before iftar, or train in the after iftar, after breaking fast. There's maybe that's an interesting question for people who are fasting and training at the same time.
Yeah. So I did First of all, I've been all my career. I was always fasting. I did also some tournaments and some. I did
Really?
tournaments and I did tournament in Thailand. Tournaments in 1995 when it was
Mm.
Ramadan in February, and then also tournament. And it was Ramadan time, and we were fasting, and there
Mm.
was every day. It was like a world championship
Did you
Muay
win it?
Thai. It was second. There was a
Second, yeah.
tournament
Great.
second, then I
Oh,
faced a
good,
Thai
yeah.
guy, a top Thai guy. And
Mm.
there was a yeah, it was a second. It was
Mm.
in the finals. There was February 90, yeah, 95, and there was every day, every morning, 8 o'clock in the morning in Bangkok. Every morning weigh in. It's not about only one time weigh in, and think I was fighting 66 kilos. 60 kilo, they call it like 60 in Thai boxing, they call welterweight,
Mm.
66.6. And
How
that was
many weight did you? How many kilo did you cut?
you don't cut weight, you have to stick to you, eat 1 kilo whatever the whole week, eat 1 kilo. So you,
Ah,
yes, it was every day weigh in
Ah,
at 8 o'clock, doctor check, and then we go
okay.
to bed, we sleep, and then we sleep, till afternoon, then wake
Uh,
up, and
so
then
they
the tournament starts at 4 p.m. The
okay.
tournament starts, and then the breaking the fast sunset was around 7 o'clock or something.
Mm.
But we try always to push our fights later. But we have, and then in that kind of case, you have to stay the whole. There was 10 days close to your weight. It's not about, I did a weight cut. Now I can bulk and eat. And
yeah
but it's the thing, you cannot do the first year. You have to train long time before. You have to stay close to you.
Mm.
It's like wrestlers also. This weigh in, because I had that experience also with taekwondo. You weigh in the morning, and then you fight a couple hours later. Like wrestlers also, like wrestlers, they weigh in. And the amateur boxing, it's the
Mm.
same. You go there to a tournament to a fight. Yeah, you arrive 5 o'clock weigh in at 7 o'clock. That's what it is. So how much you cut? You fight close to you, like the one FC championship in what they do now. So
Mm.
when you're
yeah
fighting weight class, you cannot go above, gain like two weight class, getting jumping in the cage or getting the ring with another weight, and you find actually another weight class. You know
yeah yeah. But
that's
can
that's about discipline, about you, yeah, about you the whole, yeah, learning to stay close to your fight weight.
Mm.
but can you tell us maybe a routine that worked for you, for example, to mix
Mm,
Maybe give us three tips, or
yes
give the fighters three tips
uh,
to handle it,
Guys, no,
or to
I spoke
do.
with Taha, who fought in
Mm.
NFC last weekend. Yeah, he
yeah
told me it was even the day of the fighting, he was fasting.
yeah
Mm.
The
Yeah.
day of the fight, he saw
insane
you. No, yeah. So I talked. I told also to your brother. He told me, yes, he was fasting,
Mm.
and close when the iftar breaking fast, he was eating, but the fight was late.
Mm.
yeah
And he had his meals, and then went to the fight.
yeah
But that kind of an attitude is also an attitude and character and mentality. You don't build up in one day. It's kind of a thing, a routine you have to build up in your, and it comes also with the discipline,
Mm.
and need to know, and you can and then as a sportsler, as an athlete, you need to know what to eat.
Mm.
You need to know what to eat. But as a pro like me, as a pro, it's a hard thing when you take a fight as a professional. You take a fight in the month of the Ramadan. It's not
Mm.
easy thing to do. If you can avoid it, always avoid it, because when you're fighting a guy who goes there and who's gonna bulk up, and then it's not weight wise. Yeah, it was when it's
yeah
good, like a good match up, whenever it's gonna be disadvantage, especially in MMA game. It's a good real
yeah
match is one, if you can avoid
Mm.
avoiding like the fights in Ramadan is
Yeah, I know. It's
uh,
maybe
it-
Habib
it's a
Nurmagomedov and his guys, they avoided it,
yeah. But
what to
we did. I
do.
fought
Mm.
in several full tournaments. I fought it also. Uh, not a world title. Another just several time fights. Also time fights in Morocco. Also, I fought
Mm.
in Morocco in Rabat. It was all 5 rounds, 3 minutes. Professional Muay Thai fight. Just
Mm.
I was fasting, but it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then when you do like a schedule during preparation, you cannot go there and say I'm going to walk 2 sessions a day. It's not possible.
Mhm.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna how they call it, distracting your body. It's gonna make you strong. So it's one session you can do. Maybe it depends on the timing of the iftar.
Mhm.
When you have to, when you're breaking the fast, depends on the time you do it. You can, if you can do it after a couple hours later. If the iftar now, it depends when your iftar is. When it's like
Yeah,
in the summertime, you're eating at 10. You can go and train at yeah. Then
it's
you
Yeah.
too
have to,
hard. Yeah.
and then you have to go like just before and train light sessions before the iftar. But then you have like a half hour left or whatever, left before the meal. You
Yeah.
can go home and get your meal. But you cannot go get like a hard session and there's still hours to go, and then you can eat. So you're gonna destroy your body, and it's not gonna make you physically. It's not gonna make you physically
Mhm.
stronger. But just train, practice in Ramadan is always good thing to do, and that's kind of a thing you have to adjust with the meal when it's my next meal. But
Okay.
going there like a couple sessions as an top athlete, top sportler, and you go couple sessions a day and fasting, it's
Mhm.
not smart. You can go just in the morning like stretching, in the afternoon stretching, like light workout, but not like the intensity is
Mhm.
no.
Yeah, that's
I
But
see.
that is also an aspect of of discipline and also
Mhm.
attitude and faith. Then believe. But as a professional, like, when you mentioned like Khabib was in that level of UFC, if you
Mhm.
know you can have a fight 2 months later, and you can have only 3 fights in a year, and you have a
Mhm.
choice to take another 2 months, and there's a lot of uh, like a lot of stuff on the table, a lot of money on the table. You have to it it's a big game. You're not going to take it
Mhm.
in the
Yeah.
month Ramadan. So you're gonna, but this guys was also had the luxury to have that kind of
Yeah,
a
right,
choice.
right.
It's not,
So
but
your
as
your tip is to avoid it if you can. So
as a professional, as
as
a
a
profession,
professional.
as a professional, as a professional, taking a fight in Ramadan is always try to avoid it. But
Mhm.
if you go down
Yeah.
a real fight, a real matchup, and you fight a tough, you're gonna fight a tough fight.
Mhm.
You're not gonna, yeah, because the weight cuts,
Mhm.
the weight cuts and the meals, and it's an unfair towards your body. But
Right, right.
training, working out, and practicing, it's even sport in the month Ramadan. It's even a good thing to do. But you have to
Yeah.
have to adjust it with the, yeah. It's very
Mhm.
it's a healthy thing. But in the beginning of the Ramadan, like the first 10 days, it's always a week or ten
Mhm.
days, depends on the person, individual.
Mhm.
It's hard, but as soon as you get a kind of that time, your body start to adapting. You're gonna feel, and you know how to eat, especially with the iftar. You
Mhm.
know how to eat healthy, not the kind of traditional heavy meals. And when you know how to eat,
Yeah.
you're gonna come out stronger and healthy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So don't stop to train, but if it's possible, avoid it, avoid the fight, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
take care what you eat, and
especially the
drink a
meal.
little bit, a lot of yeah,
Yeah, it's very important as an athlete. And generally as an athlete, your nutrition is a part of the preparation.
right, right. Mhm.
Yeah.
Your
Sure.
nutrition is a part of your lifestyle. You know,
100%.
so and then when you
Maybe
and you,
maybe it
and you
can be we can talk about it in the next episode
yeah,
about nutrition because it's a big topic.
it's a big
So
it's a book. The nutrition is
yeah,
a part of it. Yeah, all yeah.
yeah,
Is also very important. Like in bodybuilding, and if you don't know, it's
mhm,
one of the major. Like in bodybuilding, it's one of the major.
mhm.
it's all about nutrition.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much. It was
That's a
our
Dylan.
first episode. I hope the guys, our audience, our fans enjoyed it, and yeah, make sure to subscribe our channel. We will do a lot of good top episodes in future. We have a lot of topics to talk about, to discuss about, and maybe we will invite some special guests to talk with.
No, we have to
Uh,
build it. MMA for today. We're gonna have to bring
yeah,
more. Hopefully we're gonna do something about it to bring some more real stuff of the MMA game, especially in the German MMA scene.
right.
To MMA scene, to bring some additional information, maybe some education, some to for insiders, outsiders to understand the MMA game better.
Yeah.
for they bring information inside and outside, not only about bullshitting, and I'll just be entertaining and joking and clowning. Hopefully, we can bring something. And but who knows if some people are the viewers and the people who like to follow the MMA for today, those who want to subscribe, and
Yeah.
maybe if they have more ideas and about the contents, they can
Yeah.
always write to you guys and tell what they want. Maybe you can bring like
Write it in the
special
comments or
and
yeah.
and then bring like maybe big names in the future. Why not? So guys who Anderson
Mhm.
Silva, if you guys want to hear talk with Anderson Silva, have some question for Anderson Silva,
Yeah. Yeah.
we can maybe can set it up and invite him on the show and have some
Mhm.
questions for him. And
Yo, you hear the
and
guys. Like, subscribe,
Like, subscribe.
spam it in the comments.
Yeah.
We want to see Anderson
uh,
Silva here in the future.
So
yes, the MMA Germany on the rise.
Yeah.
so we will
All
try
And
to
and
do.
hopefully
Mhm.
hopefully you guys, you love the game. You guys big fans of the MMA.
We are big fans. We
Yes.
traveled a lot for this game. We watched
Uh,
a lot of fights, a lot of events, and we know that you love the sport. And I think this
do I love this?
combination.
Do I love the sport?
I think as a coach, you have to love it, right?
That's my part of my life. Hey
You
man,
live
Yeah.
it. You live the
Yeah,
sport.
but you live the sport. Yeah.
when I'm 8 years, over 40 years in this game, it's part of your life, no?
Yeah. It's a nice life. Yeah.
I saw a
So
lot.
I have a,
I've been a lot of. I saw this game evolving, and it's been all kind of different shows. From just mention all the free fight time, pride time, Japan. All the shows in Japan. I was involved with as a coach in
yeah.
Japan,
Yeah.
also as a fighter. All kind of organizations in
Mhm.
Japan as a fighter in Thailand. So I've been around for so hopefully we can bring some understanding from the insiders and outsiders for
Mhm.
the German fans and outside Germany.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to
Yeah.
that.
Looking forward. Thank you very much.